America has a problem.
Pick up another call in the parking lot to Tucson. Are you with me? You're standing with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Then you could get a new phone. Like you haul, and I know you need to go slow.
Hey y'all, welcome in. It's a lot going on. I'm gonna have to do there's a lot with this Anton and Lakeisha update tomorrow, y'all. But there was a situation where I wanted to talk about this because I saw it. Everybody's still talking about it. She had did an interview. What? And let me see if I can find it. Now it done took a thing from her because I didn't even know he crashed out on her. Let's play this live because I didn't know he crashed out on her. Yeah, we back. But yeah, I'm gonna do an update on Anton and Lakeisha tomorrow. Because it's a lot going on with that. I really want to retitle the live and go into that. I'm gonna play a little bit of what they got going on, and then I'm gonna retitle the live because, baby, this is going nuts. All it is because folks was talking about he bust her out, child. Wait, 2K? 2K was on the panel. Where is 2K? 2K. Somebody tag 2K. Get 2K in here. 2K, tell me this. When was this? We gotta talk to 2K. Okay, hold on.
Niggas pedestal the hoes of Detroit.
I'm gonna say he got better things to focus on, and they don't matter.
We trying to chop down the biggest bag ever. The biggest bag ever. Yeah. We don't have time to be focused on these small little niggas.
Then shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Do you realize they're having a panel conversation about various topics, and this nigga's the one that's crashing out, always bringing up randoms, talking about, oh, we're trying to bust down the biggest bag. It's like, my nigga.
Nigga, you gotta go.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Want me to tell you what they do for a living in real life? Because I know.
Well, what?
Tell me.
Oh, no.
Now he's being a bitch ass nigga. This is what Six had the problem with. Six, the goddess, understood that Anton was being subliminal and he wasn't calling out her name, but he was talking about, oh, Pearl streams so much. Pearl's doing X, Y, and Z. Pearl is so active. That's why she's so successful. And basically underhandedly calling out Six, the goddess, saying she wasn't active enough. She didn't want to fly out to Detroit and do all the work that he wanted to do and blah, 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 saying her work ethic wasn't ever anything, but he would not say her name.
Now listen, I don't agree with everything Sister Gotta said. I really don't care for her like that. But I'm finna be honest. I ain't gonna let you can't talk about her like that, bro. You can't say that about her work ethic. You really can't. You can't. You can't.
But she knew exactly who the fuck he was talking about while she listened to it, and that's why she called him out when she had him on the panel. Anton's a bitch ass nigga. He's very passive aggressive. He wants to be subliminal. He doesn't want to say names with his chest out. He said Jazz because I guess Jazz wasn't a big enough threat to him because she already spilled the beans. All the info's already out.
So basically, he like calling people out. That's what it sounds like. He like to call people out. Where is the thing with the interview with this girl? Hold on. I gotta find a little. Here it is. Talk perspective. So Micca went on Talk Perspective. I'm not gonna play the full thing because I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna give it 30 minutes, and then we're gonna get into this debacle between him and Lakeisha. And I'll change my thumbnail later. So she went on Talk Perspective to break down everything. Now Micca did say she distanced herself because of the Corey situation. Why is it not showing? Okay. She distanced herself from the Corey situation. She was talking to Tasha K as well, as y'all saw. So she was just saying she had nothing to do with that. She distanced herself from it. She kind of removed herself because of that situation that happened. So I'm gonna play some of it and then we're gonna move forward.
For every little thing, and just understanding how government actually works. It wasn't a thought for me to not be, liberal.
Yeah. Do you feel that mainstream media accurately represents conservative Black women?
No, absolutely not. I don't think it represents conservative, values or people good at all, but especially not anybody of color.
So what's the difference between a person, and I feel like I know this because I'm conservative as well. Mm-hmm. I am just not a Republican. But what's the difference?
So she became, now, old boy is a conservative Republican, not him, but who she worked for. So she also, that was her political party as well.
Sort of elucidate or explain to the public what's the difference in an individual who's a conservative that isn't a Republican and hold those values, and then one who is a conservative and also happens to be a Republican.
Okay, well, there is a difference. However, I'm what's called a Trump Republican or a MAGA Republican, right? So I tend to, because I'm a conservative, I vote Republican, but I am registered as a non-affiliate because my whole thought process is, you want to make sure you listen to both sides, but in this day and age, liberalism has gone just far to the left. So there's no way I would, be able to vote for that. But I want to make sure that I'm not just voting, Republican just because it's a party that I normally agree with. I vote that way because that's where my values lie. But if somebody is, a part of that party, you have to also still press them. You can't just capitulate because you're a part of that party. So that's why I tend to stay non-affiliate, but most of my values have done it. But again, anything Donald Trump does is going to be under a microscope. Because my tax dollars are going towards them.
So let me
explain something to y'all. Our tax dollars don't go towards immigrants. I keep telling y'all that. Our tax dollars are not going towards anything towards an immigrant. It never did. It never did. I don't know who told y'all that lie. That's not true. That's not true. I did a whole research where our tax dollars goes at on one of my videos. And if y'all want me to do it again, I will do it. Now, our tax dollars, I know she feel like this is slapping her face because our tax dollars now are not going to, our tax dollars went towards Milagro, that, like I said before, them jets, them $2 million jets is going towards this war. Our tax dollars really went towards health care, war, and it was something else. But majority is in a war fund or if it's needed for something. So our tax dollars don't go towards immigrants. That's not true.
Make sure I understand the immigrants that are in this country, you're saying that the immigrants here are taking housing opportunities away from Black and brown people.
Absolutely.
This country is made up of immigrants.
No.
All the
this country, we're all not. My family is indigenous.
With
we're
the
all
exception
not.
of
we're all
Black
not.
Americans who were enslaved.
No, not just Black Americans, not just Black Americans, indigenous Americans as well, because my grandmother is indigenous. I am not an immigrant, and neither.
Do she? Oh man, when the history lie, do she not know what indigenous is? I might stay on this topic. I see why he say what he say in front of her and she just sit there and take it. I see why. I want to see what this fiance look like. intrigued. I want to see what this fiance look like. I see why. He played it how he played it. I get it. No, I get it. Oh Lord, I get it. I understand, brother. I understand. I see why. I get it. I see why they say she's not that smart. She's not. The reason I say that is because I've said before, she's not sure. First of all, we all know I did a breakdown on who found America first. That is already known. And the name was not America. Another thing, Indians are not just the only ones indigenous. Not all of them what she think look like her. Micca, I'm gonna try to fast forward, but I want to hit it.
It's my family. So again, they're not here. They're not from here. There's nothing wrong with immigrating here. But there are other people, including other Black people, including other Latino people that came here the right way, that paid all of this money. You'll get the jump.
You don't have no money to pay for. You go and do the paperwork. Ain't nobody coming over here. You can't do that. It's never been that. I keep saying that. It's never been like that. When they come over here, they work under the table until they can finish. Do you know how long that paperwork takes? It take a year to 2 years. You have to go to school and do all this stuff and get your GED. It's a lot entails. And when people talk about it, they just look at it. Oh, this is what they give that one part. They don't go look at, they have to go to school. They have to get a better paying job so they can afford the rent. They have to learn English. They do all that stuff and do the paperwork. And they have to study.
Your grand and think I'm supposed to have sympathy for
you. Let me ask you this and then we can move on. Do you think white ethnic people in this country are immigrants and also usurping opportunities from Black and brown people?
Absolutely. Okay, so you have like the Ukrainians.
Hold on.
I'm not for sending my money over there. And a lot of conservatives aren't.
Well, let's just think who's here in America. I mean, you have Polish, you have Germans, English, Irish. You know, so there's so many other immigrants in this country that are white ethnic people that may usurp opportunities from Black and brown people. But it seems to be a focus
only if you're illegal.
It seems to be a focus on Black and brown people. Well, I think this may be the perfect opportunity if you are of a different shade immigrant to come to this country, because the focus is now on the fair-skinned, if you will, immigrants. It's on the brown-skinned immigrants.
Nope, that's just what your mainstream media shows you. So
I don't pay attention to mainstream media.
Okay, well, that's just what maybe liberal media, including the independent ones, you know, like your Don Lemons and them. Yeah. So people like that, they only show that, but you have your Chinese immigrants, okay? Because you have the Chinese that come over here, and they have something called where they come and have babies, right? And their babies get citizenship, and then they go back to China, right? They come and they do a lot of these legal houses, and they just found one in Nevada where they had a whole lab set up, and they came over doing the open border. So it's just not brown people, right? It's Chinese, it's other, Middle Eastern countries,
but that's
other white countries.
That may be plausible.
Everybody that is illegal, everybody's illegal.
Yeah,
came through that southern border because it was wide open.
That may be plausible, but that's not what the Trump administration propagates.
I'm bad. My apologies that I had to pause. My pup, there he go, my pup child acting up. Let's move forward, y'all. Let me see.
It used to be Dick Cheney, but I'm giving him grace because he's gone. Those are my highest two on my list, because those two impacted my generation, right? There are others, but again,
girl, I want to get to the point with this man
on it.
Okay.
And so Anton decided that he was going to revamp one of his channels that he canceled, called Fight Club or something like that. And he decided to make it like a nightly talk show.
Okay.
And when I guess he went on one of his live streams and as the the bag chasers as they're called, what they thought, and a lot of them would bring Micca. And so
you were heavily requested,
yes.
your
yes.
appearance.
Yes. And you can, and I tell people this all the time, with Anton, 99% of the things that he does is on camera.
Yeah.
So you can go back and just look at the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious, does he also recruit males?
Yes.
So right now the team is made up, if you will. So let me make sure I understand this. The show, which are you hired by him currently on a show?
It's called Room 9 now, but at the time it's called After Hours. Mm-hmm.
So it's called Room 9.
Mm-hmm.
It was called After Hours. And how many regular guests or co-hosts?
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm playing this man thing. I hope he ain't mad at me. Wait, let me read my copyright disclaimer. I'm sorry, conservative let me read my copyright. I don't want to be copyrighted. Hold on the line. Copyright disclaimer, the section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for use for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, and scholarship and research. Fair use is prohibited by the copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational personal use tips the balance in the favor of fair use. Okay, I do want to apologize to stop to read that, but it is fair, so let's continue.
Post rather are on there.
I want to say 5 or 6 now. So when it started, it was just me and Quentin.
Okay.
A gentleman named Quentin.
Sure.
And then it grew.
Okay. And now it's made up of male-female ratio, which
correct.
is, what's the male-female ratio?
So 1, 2, 3, so maybe 4 females, 3 males.
4 females, 3 males. Okay. Yeah. Are you a paid employee?
Correct. Well, I'm contracted.
Contracted.
Oh.
Correct.
Yeah. And do you have to fly out every time?
No. Most of it is virtually. Only when we're actually like doing something, some like a bunch of content where we have to go there.
Yeah. What sealed the deal for you in working with Anton, or at least felt comfortable to say, I want to stay on as a contractor and I really like what he has? What sealed that deal? So you become a guest and then you go back home and then you decided to accept the offer, if you will. But what sealed it for you?
What sealed it is I had already started in my podcasting process, and while I was there, I just in that small day and a half window, I got to see Anton's work ethic.
Sure.
And I got to see what goes on behind the scenes in podcasting and what actually how I can actually get to these numbers and, just things that a lot of people charge for.
Yep.
A lot of people sometimes, especially in Black and brown communities, don't want to tell, like it's some type of secret, or somebody's going to steal their job.
Yep.
And so I was able, to benefit from being able to see this firsthand. And that was something. And he was very open about showing me this or that and the third, because it wasn't a sense of, oh, this is a threat if I tell you this, or you're going to tell other people and I'm not going to be able to make money.
Sure. So right now, your role as a co-host is virtual.
Correct.
How often do you fly, or what would be the need to fly to Detroit?
Only if we're doing other content. So like we did content one time for a couple times, but in the beginning, the first time was for my channel.
Sure.
So I needed to do a one-on-one interview. So I got to do that plus our after hours.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Does Anton have you on an NDA? I've read that somewhere. A non-disclosure agreement for people who don't know.
Yeah, they always said it because some people pay attention to.
But Does he have you on one?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
on NDA.
So you're not on NDA.
No, I'm not on NDA. But he does give out NDAs to a lot of people. If not
Staff. You mean staff?
anybody that he works with. So they don't have to be staff. If he just maybe interviewed you or whatever.
But were you ever on the NDA?
No.
So what's the exception? Why are you an exception?
I don't think I'm an exception because I don't ask, who's on an NDA. So I don't know.
But you know that other people
But I have
are.
seen him, put people on NDA. But as far as staff go, I don't ask. It's almost like at your job, you don't go, well, what's your salary?
Oh,
what's your salary?
Oh no, they do.
Depending on where you're not supposed to.
They wouldn't ask me.
With HR, you're not supposed to.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I've never inquired to the other hosts if they have it or not because I really don't care.
Now, are you paid per episode?
No, I'm paid per month. Just
per month.
Yeah, like YouTube.
Wow, how much does he pay you?
It depends.
The range.
It depends because we bring in a lot of super chats, which is extra money that the audience gives.
And that's the way he makes the money for the show?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has AdSense and he has sponsorships, things like that. So all of that is factored in plus anything that the audience gives as well.
Sure. So how much does he pay you? We were just talking about that range. Unless you want to specifically say how much. I'm
not going to give a specific
because that's the NDA characteristic.
No, that's my.
Now he's asking her, and she's saying it's not an NDA, but he's saying what is the range? So my question is, why you don't want nobody to know the range? Do she get paid? Now this is my opinion. Do she get paid more than anybody else does? That's what it seemed like to me. Is he paying her more? Because if he asking you that, it make it seem like he paying you more than anybody else.
Or you want to protect him?
That's my business. That's my business mindset because there are other people on that show. I do not know how much.
So then let's give a range. Because a range doesn't pinpoint. The range.
That's why I said I can do the range.
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to pinpoint.
Sure. What's the range?
So I can do a range of anywhere between 2 to maybe 35.
To what? I don't know. You said $2, $200.
To 35.
2,000
to 35.
To 3,500 a month.
Correct.
Okay. For your role.
I'm only on that show. So there are some people that are on 5 days a week. There are some people that are on 1 day a week. And for me, I'm only on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. So Thursdays and Fridays, you make a good amount of money just for Thursdays and Fridays?
Correct.
Yeah. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's been out there. Mm-hmm. So I understand that Anton is married. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're married?
Correct.
Correct. Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
How would you describe her?
She's when I say probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. That lady is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
He has not met him in person. Has he met him over the phone or in DM? What other form of introduction when you say not in person?
Because a lot of people assume that, when you have to see people, it has to be in person, or that if you don't meet them in person, then it's something or whatever. So
I'm saying, what's the form of communication? That he met your husband?
They don't have a form of communication where they talk back and forth.
Yeah. But you said he did not meet your husband in person.
No. Is
that to imply that he met him virtually?
No.
So he's never met your husband?
No.
And why is that?
No particular reason.
Sure.
Just I've never had to actually do anything where my husband was there, and so if he's there, if my like when we work together, is here, so my husband's come here, But if
but when we first met and worked together,
we were in person as well.
Your husband came.
But we were here. We were here in the DC area. Yes, my husband came.
Yes.
So again, if he was here, then yes. But most of my business dealings, and if not all, I usually have a manager or somebody else deal with that. So that's the reason why I it's not a thing. But I talk to my husband about it.
How long have you and Anton been business partners or friends?
We're business partners. And
so you're not a friend, because I don't want to provide language that's inaccurate.
That's why I changed it.
I ain't gonna lie to you. He did a good ass job with this excuse my French. Good job with this interview. This man is asking it in a way. It's like, listen, I'm not trying to change it or any of that. I'm just stating. He's doing a good job, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
We're business partners, absolutely.
You're not friends?
No.
Okay.
Friends would imply that we hang outside of business.
Not necessarily. Well, yes, correct.
Yeah, like
outside of business.
Yeah,
correct.
like not we were, me and you were shooting here, and then we just get something to eat afterwards, but we are doing business.
Yes.
I'm saying, hey, are you up? Are you available today? Or you want to go out to the blah blah blah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Do you believe it was important at some point for you to introduce your husband to Anton?
Yeah. Because
I'm sure his wife thought it was important to meet you.
So I can't speak on what his wife thought.
Correct.
But the one time that I would have is when we had an event here, but he had to work. So, I mean.
But have you made it a concerted effort to make it happen? We do what we want to do, when we want to do it, for whom we want to do it for. And if something is really important to you and your family, either on your end as a wife, you absolutely make a concerted effort for this man, or
go ahead,
or Anton as a man says, I want to meet your husband just because you're married, and I don't want any messaging or anything else to be misconstrued by him or the public. So it's fair that I introduce myself. Has that conversation happened?
No, that conversation has not happened. And I understand what you're saying. My thing, again, my business dealings is normally with me, my manager, things like that. But it's not without my husband knowing. So everything that I do, every place that I go, everything that I'm going to be doing, my husband knows. And I have to actually talk about it with him, tell him what I'm doing, things like that.
How did you reassure your husband this was strictly business? Like, if my wife is flying to another state,
because of
at some point I'm going, or I need to meet this person in person. And it doesn't matter to me if he's single or married. It doesn't matter to me if he feels that he wants to meet me. I want my wife to be very committed and loyal to the idea of her business engagements. I should be comfortable with as a husband. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
But my thing is, I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrue is this. You guys separate for some reason, independent from like big conglomerates, right? So if there's a person that has a business,
sure,
it automatically changes from if Disney calls you, right? Because there have been other things that I have done as far as movie sets and other things that my husband has not gone to, and nobody would bat an eye.
I think people feel like the attention y'all were doing and the things that happened was concerning when it came to y'all relationship. Even people that support him felt a little they were like, that's a little weird situation. And I think that's the problem why this question is being asked.
If I'm talking to the director, or if I'm going to meet, for a shoot for this or that, your spouse is not always coming. And so I think the notion that just because is this person, and I understand that people have their own thoughts and perceptions of people, but I think a lot of the times when it comes down to people who are in independent media, they think it's more of a personal level, and still it's business.
Yeah. But I think what people may feel befuddled or confused by is at some point you put the business aside when rumors are brewing, when images are plastered all over social media.
Now you're talking about a year later.
Okay, so before a year later, let me ask you this. Has there ever been a concern from your husband about your business relationship with Anton?
My business relationship, absolutely not. Because one, he can watch it. Like, he can literally sit there and watch it. And then two, if he has a concern or anything he wants to know, I just tell him.
Has he ever been incredulous? Skeptical?
What?
Yeah. Has he been
though?
With your flying out there, or depending on how long you stay, or just the mere fact that I never even met this person? Has he just had that sort of incredulity, if you will, about not meeting your male business partner?
So I think he would like to be, more involved with coming out there. But again, and you know what my husband does for a living.
Sure.
So it's not feasible.
No, it's feasible, because here's how I see it. If Anton has to get on an airplane and come and meet your husband out of respectability, then that's what a man does.
If that
so
was
it's feasible.
I was talking about feasible for if anytime I have to get up and go do something. And it's not just with
I
Anton.
know that, because your husband hasn't always been on the show when we were doing something. So I get that.
Correct. And
Yep.
so that's what I mean by it's not always feasible. But if it was to that point where he wanted to have, Anton do something, or if it was, well, I want to go,
Sure.
that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's never I don't, how should I say it? I don't give a, I need to hide this, or it's just, I just really feel that because this is independent, that we are not looking at it as business, because
what is independent?
Because this is so this is your business here.
Sure.
I can talk to you directly instead of having to talk to 1,001 people
Yes.
to get to you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
With that, it's still a business,
Yep.
but I can talk directly to you. So I can talk directly to Anton. So being that I can talk directly to Anton, well, you can't say this and that and the third. It's okay if you're like, okay, I have beautiful women on my panel. That is fine, right? Because people can acknowledge that people look that look nice and things like that. But it's when it becomes personalized that it looks funny to the audience.
How does his wife feel? Has his wife Rita ever expressed to you her disdain, or have you heard her discuss something with him about her disapproval of saying that to you on a show? Even because
go ahead.
Well, let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show. And if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful and you're so gorgeous, boy, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah, but
totally different.
He may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that. Period. Like, oh, well, let's go for it.
But he's called you beautiful.
Yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just,
well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because
wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking,
sure,
was he expounding on
flirt,
on the certain type of things that he says? And we were talking about him saying beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now,
Gloria,
what is your question that you're asking now?
Because I think I asked it, was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right. But you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere.
Well, I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying, dang, you're so gorgeous that I want to take you to the whatever so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that, because I said those are my words. That's what I said. And you did say he doesn't say that.
No.
Right. And I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture.
Okay.
Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So the show did an interview, or just you and him? This was my interview day. The first day? Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So this is my interview day, because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now, what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is...
That's what he told you, correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting. And
so they were the only, it's my question. She say it's 4 women, 3 men. Y'all were the only ones that went to the game? Where's everybody else?
You were invited?
No.
Okay.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is an area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, you, I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have club seats, things like that. Yeah. You have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of high profile people. They were talking about sponsorships. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
No, I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
ask, what was I doing there?
How did, because I said he had a business meeting and invited you, and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Ask your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over, correct?
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Okay.
Because I said you were invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
we're going to play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people.
I got a pause in between, but he did answer that, and she did say, well, no. And then it was a business meeting. I think she took that he was trying to say well, it was more than what it was, but that's not what he said. He was asking her, how did this happen? Like, were you invited? What happened? What she said, well, no. So I'm confused too, but okay, girl.
Well, I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were the only interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you, were there other production people?
Well,
we all have gone out together after production.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it. Unless sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else.
Hey, Jennifer. She's doing interviews because she trying to clear up her name with the fact that they had something going on. That's why she did this interview. People were saying that when he got into it with Corey Holcomb, she was brought up. So people start looking into like, what is he talking about? And so people start digging and going further in about what he was talking about. And when he brought her up, she got brought up about them being in hotels and him cheating on his wife and all of that. That was brought up. So she said she distanced herself because she was brought into that situation that she say she got nothing to do with it. So now she doing interviews to clear it up. Exactly. It's obvious. Yep. And that's what I was saying too. She lying. She lying. She lying. We can see that.
But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
sure,
it's only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
At this one, no.
Right. So you flew out for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why people know she lying is she did one with Tasha K. And she was offensive to Tasha K. When it kept saying, well, how would your husband go? You're welcome. How would you? Because she was offensive to Tasha K. She was. She was very offensive to Tasha K. And I played that yesterday and she was like, answer. She was like, well, no. Well, that's not what she said. Well, if your husband said he wanted to go out with somebody, how would you, react to it? Well, no, but she was defensive. And I'm kind of like, hey, morning coffee. I'm kind of like, why are you so defensive? It's okay. Just answer the question.
You went to his studio or place of production. Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit. Got to the hotel.
Now listen, I don't think Detroit and Washington D.C. that far apart, but girl, you could have caught you a nice little road trip. But okay.
Got to the studio.
He booked the hotel for you, the location.
Correct.
Okay.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio.
Okay.
That's when I first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation. How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
well, you don't have to go to a person's home.
You said from his home, so yeah. I don't know.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. From the studio.
Now listen. I'm going to be fair and real now. He asking her questions to catch her slipping. That's why I say he did a good darn job interviewing her. The questions that he asking is to see her answer to catch her slipping. Now she caught that. She caught that. She didn't catch the rest of it, but she caught that. Okay.
Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says,
it's all downtown.
It's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you said yes, because you weren't forced into going.
I got this game. I got this meeting.
I have this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct. That's the floor.
Okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game. Did you watch the game?
No. This picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
we
I
were
see.
In
so,
the back.
So a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor, and we sat there maybe 10 minutes, and then they had their,
sat there 10 minutes to watch a game. For 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game. Sat there maybe about 10 minutes. The quarter ended. Went right back to the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there.
Mm-mm.
Okay. In that moment, did
Mm-hmm.
you feel awkward?
No, because I was there for a meeting. So
but you had nothing to do with the meeting, right?
Let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business, you're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me,
Sure.
and so-and-so sees you,
Correct.
oh, you can make networking opportunities. And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices.
Correct.
It does not happen. You can be at the golfing, you can be at the NBA games,
Correct.
all types of things. So again, kind of like just like the thing we were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity.
I agree.
I also think that when people don't know business or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices. These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Yes. That's her. Yeah, pretty much. That's what it seemed like.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah.
All the mayor, like all there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, the former mayor.
The former mayor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difference, and you know this because we work together.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to how critical it is for the male that you're working with, particularly when it's sort of independent and we are being seen and these sort of pictures come about. It's important to meet and know your husband. And I'm not saying he isn't a man of character because I don't know Anton. And I'm not here to vilify him. I'm just going based off how things look and what the concerns have been in the public.
I can understand, but that's why I don't mind. That's why I don't mind talking about it, because there's nothing nefarious that I ever had going on. And again, I never do anything unless my husband knows. So
your husband knew that you were going to this business meeting.
My husband knew that I was where I was.
Let's be very clear with language. So I want to be clear with my question. Okay. Did your husband know that after the show, the interview was over, you were going to a basketball, not a basketball, you were going to a meeting at an arena where a basketball game was?
The way he getting her with these questions, baby. The way she married. Excuse me, y'all. Agree. But the way this man is answering these questions, the way she getting trampled over, I'm like, really? The way I don't know who taught this man how to interview, But they need to go ahead and put him to interview other people. Y'all see how he asking these questions? Y'all see how he doing that? Yeah, he said he used beautiful women to close deals, but my question is, and that's why people say she was just arm candy. But my question is, why use a beautiful woman if you can close your deal yourself? I'm not understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because she couldn't use him to close one. There's no shade, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, child.
I don't remember if I told him before or after, but I did tell my husband. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you told, but
of course.
When you say you don't remember
meaning
before or after,
meaning like
is
I
it
can't.
fair to say you told him
rounds,
after?
yeah.
No, it's not fair.
Because how do you not remember?
Now I did hear, I don't know true or not, but I did hear her and her husband are not in a good place after this.
Remember that
because I don't remember everything about that day.
Oh.
No, but you're a married woman who goes, and I want to be fair to you, but I want us
because to me, everything that I'm doing is business. So again,
but a married woman doesn't forget if she told her husband she went somewhere before or after.
No, you're trying to pinpoint a time frame, and I'm telling you, I don't remember my time frame.
Not a time frame.
I tell my husband everything. So yes, I did, and I posted this. This is my picture.
Yes.
So again, if I was trying to hide it, if I didn't want my husband to know it, I would have never posted.
So you think posted it makes you innocuous?
No, I'm telling you that I don't hide anything. I have nothing to hide. And so if I wanted to hide something from my spouse, I would have never.
Let's look at the next picture. I thought the next picture was really, really interesting. And in this next picture.
Wait, why are you leaving that one? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving that one?
What is there more you want to expound?
No, but it's something that you want to expound on because
I can't change it, but this gonna be a little lengthy live because we are going to go to Lakeisha after this one, and we're gonna talk about what Lakeisha had to say about how she was doxxed yesterday. So we're gonna talk about that too.
You said why I'm leaving that picture to go to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like you gave clarity. What I heard you say was it wasn't a basketball game I was invited.
What? No, Micca. I know Micca was gone, so Carrie too, huh? Child, this a mess, honey. So they done left.
Correct.
I was invited to a business meeting.
Correct.
I heard you say I went for an interview, and after the interview, I was asked and I accepted the offer.
Okay.
I heard you say that I apprised my husband, or you told your husband this is where you were going. You couldn't remember if it was before or after, but either way, your husband knew. And the final thing you said was you posted the picture.
Correct.
I have nothing further. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Next picture. I was flabbergasted by this picture.
Okay, tell me why.
Because there's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on a married man, leaning on a single man, leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of.
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
Even if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want my wife.
Why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
okay, let's
hold on. The reason why I'm asking you, the reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts.
Yep.
Okay.
With the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male. All right. And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. This is a married man that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me.
I'm not leaning into.
To me, there's space there. Here's my perspective of it. There's a gap between it, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. your eyes look seductive, just my perspective, and your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate.
Okay.
If you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
Okay.
Just because, and I will also.
I just read that's exactly what happened. The husbands was like, no, no. And so, I mean.
Also feel a little uncomfortable that this gentleman obviously did not either push you away or suggest that we shouldn't take this type of picture. I've never met your husband. I fly you out here once or twice. This is this may not be the first time. So which point was this? Not that it matters if it was the third time, the fourth time.
This is the second time.
Oh, goodness. The second time?
This is the second time I'm out there. Not the second time I'm dealing with Anton.
Okay, so what's and it doesn't matter to me, but what's that gap between the first time you're there, he takes you to a business meeting at a basketball game, and you guys are sitting on the floor like you are
that we're working together? And it's not like that.
Well, that's not working together.
No, go back to what you just said.
Is that working together?
No, go back to what you just said.
Which part?
It's not that, no, you said a couple.
Well, pick one.
No, you said sitting on the floor like you are a couple.
Yeah, listen, I'm not.
But you're interjecting your own thoughts, especially.
I'm giving you my.
I truly believe Carrie and Micca husbands told her. I truly believe that they did tell him to stop. I truly believe they did intervene. I do. I truly believe they did. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, it's diabolical. Yeah, I believe that too. Because the husbands don't intervene at this point.
Perspective.
But your perspective is after I told you. So to put something else there.
Okay, I see. That's fair. Okay, so
but
I think that's a fair point. I
Yeah.
don't want to spin it. What I want to say is messaging, imagery is critical because imagery is messaging.
Correct.
And a lot of times on a jumbotron at a game, we often see couples, whether you're high up or you're on the floor. A lot of times when people are on the floor, you see.
Do you sit at the game?
Do I sit at the game?
Correct.
Yes.
Do you sit at the game on the floor?
I have.
No. Do you all the time?
No.
Okay. All right. So who have you met at these games on the floor?
This is my show, not yours. I'm not answering the question.
Okay. And the reason
if I come on your show, then we can get into that.
However,
I'm
but
not
the reason I asked you,
I think so too. And I'm going to see if I can find that video.
Sure.
Is to give perspective, right?
Yes.
Because what I found, because I'm usually in the skybox.
Yes.
When I'm here in DC, I'm in my box. I don't like to be down on the floor. That's not my thing.
Sure.
On the floor, there are family members there. They are some of those people. A lot of them are like business seats.
Yep.
So anybody from these law firms, offices, are down there on the floor.
Yep.
That I've never known who sits down on the floor because I don't care and I don't sit there, right? But by being there, I found out who was actually down there, family members, business partners, all of that. That's what I met.
Listen,
hold on.
Yes.
So again, I'm not disputing your perspective as far as people that don't know.
Yeah.
Right? That's fair. But when you are in that world and you are in the know and you know more than just the I would say the popular culture of who might sit down there, right? Because you might see your favorite rapper, things like that. But all those people that are sitting beside the rapper, you absolutely don't know why they're there.
But two married people shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that
his name is a perspective. That's his, hold on. Yeah, Talk Perspective. And he's interviewing her because she wanted to come out and say that she's not a side chick. Yeah, she does. Oh, we finna get more into it. Yep. Everybody want to be in the game. Carrie is one of the women that hosts. So we're going to get into that as well, because we're going to get into what Carrie had to say. Lakeisha is live now, and she's talking about Anton and Tasha K. And we're going to go watch that after a while. So that's why I say this is going to be a little lengthy, because we're going to talk about how Lakeisha said that he did dox her and how he did it and how it was doxing.
I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you or anybody
and
else,
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying, because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, and maybe because I have inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why. So my point is,
yes, and I sense that. And I think that's why they were told to leave. Yeah, she was a regular. I'm gonna play her response. I'm gonna play it.
You don't know,
but I don't have to know to know that that's inappropriate. Let me say this, and maybe you just don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that, but I literally did not have anything going on or anything. Like, there's nothing inappropriate going on. So me just leaning didn't seem like an issue to me.
Okay, so here's some hard questions I really, really need to ask you. First one is, it may not be as hard, but here it is. Are you going to continue working with Anton?
Well, I do not. Well, I have not been on after hours since the whole incident happened.
That's not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
Okay.
So I haven't been on after hours since the incident happened. And I felt that, there were a lot of things that I did not like about everything that went on. So with that, I decided to pull away from the show. So no, I am not.
Is that a permanent termination?
I am not.
Permanent termination?
Yes. I was only doing one show.
Okay, so you're no longer a part of it. Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No. Hold on. No.
Okay. Any sexual relations?
No. It's always been strictly professional. And
you could be professionally sexual.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Well, that's
so again, it's always been strictly professional. Strictly professional. Like I said, Anton has a persona online.
Okay.
I get his persona online, but personally, Anton hasn't done that to me.
Okay. What happened between him and Corey Holcomb? Because the 5150 show, from what we all saw, you were there with Anton, correct? We didn't see you, but clearly Corey said your name. And I even saw a video that he said Micca can come and do the show. She could come here. I would love for her to come. What happened that was not visible to the public that you can share? Like, we saw a lot, but was there anything behind the scenes? were the guys agitated initially? I remember, I think I saw something where you said that it was actually on your own show. You said, hey, Corey shook my hand. I met him and he knew I was there. What happened?
Okay, so we got to the studio and
let's back up a little.
okay.
Again, here's another invitation, correct? It's another invitation from Anton, an invitation.
No, well, no.
Corey, did Corey invite you?
No. So this is how this rolled out.
Sure.
So Anton decided to put together a podcast tour that he was going to do, and that he's still on, actually, that he was going to go to different locations. Cool. I am the only person on Anton's program that is an actual content creator, not a panelist, not a guest. I'm an actual content creator.
Okay.
Why are you the only one?
Because I'm the only one that wants to do content outside of Anton.
Are you the only beautiful one on his team?
No.
That's subjective.
But
there's other pretty women there. But whatever you think, that's what you think. But there's other women.
Do you think you look better than his wife?
No, I'm not going to answer that question because that's just ridiculous.
I mean, again, these are things that were sent to me. People have said, "Can you please ask her how she feels?"
Why would I answer that? Why would I subject another woman to answering something that is absolutely insane?
But fair enough. Go ahead.
And it's disrespectful.
And that picture was disrespectful.
But she was there.
She was there at the second one?
Yes.
That second picture?
Yes.
Did she take the picture of you leaning on her husband?
I sent you the video. Why play that?
I'll show that video when she was sitting on his lap.
I told y'all
and what were we doing in the video?
I think I saw you in the back and maybe y'all were doing a show or something.
Yeah, we were doing an after hour show.
And he told his wife to come on over and sit down. But I think
hold on.
you're using
now you would no.
That isolated.
No, that's not isolated. That was the entire day. So
no, I mean isolated your history with him.
No.
Okay.
That the only one that she hasn't that she wasn't at was the first one at the game. Outside of that, Rita is there. Now I'm not in charge of her schedule. I don't know
that's even scarier.
She's there most of the time.
Well, I just think it's scarier if a wife,
of the
but
time.
I don't know her. I haven't spoken with her.
She does a lot of the business dealing. She does the emails. She does the scheduling because she actually scheduled my flight.
Sure.
She does those. So Anton is not the person that actually does it. He has an assistant, but a lot of the times his wife does it.
Yeah. And you do have husband-wife business partners. Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah. And sometimes those individuals, wife or husband, can be accepting of different arrangements.
Okay, but what does that have to do with me? My arrangement is business and personal.
Right, that's what I mean.
Personal.
That's what I mean. That arrangement. Yeah.
So no, it's not an arrangement. It's an actual business.
No, it's an arrangement
words
by
matter.
A contract.
Words matter.
Yeah.
And the
I'm very fastidious when it comes to words.
Yeah, I know. And you're also a fast talker. So I pick up on it.
Not that
You fast, but I listen.
Sure.
However, no, she does a lot of the bookings. So
I think that too. Hey, DS Island, I think that too. I really, really do. And hey to everybody that came in.
She knows who's coming in and out and things like that. But like I said, that last one that we were just talking about, she was there the entire time. That's why in the video I sent you, she just came on in. She had been sitting there the entire day.
Okay, going back to Corey. So you were there, you arrived, and the show starts.
No.
Well, let's skip past everything else and just get to the crux of it.
Okay.
What do you think really set off either Corey or Anton?
At what part?
At any part. You were there, so you may have witnessed or have seen characteristics that could have been combustible and sort of inflamed them.
I think both of them set each other off because you have two men that are good at what they do, two men that are trying to get their point of view across as what is the best view.
Sure.
And they don't not only not agree on political things, they don't agree on certain values.
But what's the issue? Because it seems like Corey doesn't like that Anton allegedly espouses white America's thinking, or he minimizes Black people, or his role as a conservative prowess, if you will, seems to demean and diminish the light of Black Americans. And Corey is perturbed and turned off by that. And Corey, therefore, or maybe Anton Corey says something about sucking, male parts or something. And I think what actually happened? I can't remember who said what.
So
I think Corey said kissing
white people's
behind. Yeah.
And then Anton said, well, you sucked Black people.
Yes.
And he just didn't like the sucking comment.
Yeah. Now I was disturbed that honestly Corey was that upset. I mean, I get the respectability component.
I thought it was just a bat, because you just said, I kiss somebody's butt, so I'm just up in this one. Well, you do this to Black people, and a lot of people, use that.
Yeah, but in the urban Black community, you can't say to another man, suck something. But I also think Anton had a right to say what he said about, you can't tell me that I'm kissing somebody's behind.
Correct. And you can't tell somebody, and you can't.
I mean, that's true. But if that's how people feel, that's how people feel. When I first heard of both of them, I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, okay. That's how I said. I said, oh, okay. Then I left it right there. I said, oh, them two, oh, okay. Anywho, that's how I felt.
And tell somebody how they feel about the disrespectful comment.
That's correct.
Some people may not feel that. Oh,
yeah, she was. And what it is a lot of people, she says she's not a side chick, but everybody noticing that Anton did use her to be on his arm as arm candy. And people felt some way about that. I say that.
Well, saying because you kiss white man's, but if you feel the way Corey feels, then maybe you don't, because you think it's appropriate.
I think Anton handled that so respectfully.
I thought the exchange, was warranted how both of them went, but I didn't think it needed to be elevated to where.
And I say respectfully in the sense that Anton didn't allow it to get physical, because I thought Corey was about to dog him. When if Anton had said one more time what Corey told him not to say, for some reason I thought, wow, he may punch him. But then I was disappointed to see two Black men.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it. One, because there were myself and Darlene and other females in the studio.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. Especially with men, I think you should be able to handle things cordially.
Why did Corey call you a bitch?
I don't know why he called me one, honestly.
Pretty.
Yeah. Are you going on the show? Will you go?
No.
Am I going on on his show? No, not to my knowledge.
But I think publicly he said Micca could come. If Corey invited you to 50-51, will you show up?
Probably not. And the reason why I say that is the same way, I can accept an apology. I can accept somebody saying a wrongdoing. I accept people make mistakes, and I'm not putting that above anything. But
oh my goodness, hold on.
I understand what that show is now, and so I don't think I fit the audience too much, and I don't think I would provide any value.
What is it that you want people to walk away with today? What truth do you want people to walk away with? And what more do you want to say about all of what we discussed today? Anton, Corey, your business relationship, your husband. We've touched on so many categories. So let's start with the first one. What truth do you want people to walk away with?
Not what truth. There's only the truth.
Sure.
The truth really honestly is that there are lessons. There are
Oh, this is good. I love lessons. What's the lesson that you extracted from this experience? Because your life was speaking to you. Do you understand that?
I learned a valuable lesson. Outside of your wordsmithing,
Well,
outside of your wordsmithing, I do think it is important for your spouse to meet everybody. Right?
Thank God we made progress.
Oh no, I wasn't ever not agreeing with you.
Sure.
I just still wanted you to understand that there wasn't anything nefarious there.
Yeah. On whose part?
On
yours, because you can't speak for anyone else.
Correct.
Yes.
But so I didn't want that to be misconstrued in what you were asking.
Sure.
But I do think it's important because, if and not that he would even be online talk, because he's not going to do that.
Sure.
But just to be able to have that sense of, if something like this happens, you understand, other people can have an understanding that, that person definitely knows what's going on, even though he does. Absolutely. I've told him this, that, and third goes on. This is what we're doing. This is the paperwork. We're just blah, 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 whatever. But when you have somebody, like you or others that are asking questions, I don't have to try to defend something that isn't happening, that absolutely isn't happening. And so I think the best way to put it is not having to make something a thing when it's not a thing. And not having to have things appear a way. Because I can tell you, in each one of those pictures, that's literally just chilling
And
the entire time.
And most importantly, if I can impose, most importantly, making your family a priority, making your husband
my family is definitely a priority.
Well, again, we're talking about imagery.
Agreed.
The public doesn't know behind the scenes. You're a public figure. You do a show. I do a show. You put things out there, and you have to be responsible for the images that you put out, but also.
This is all business. This is above board. The public may perceive something a certain way, and you just have to be aware of how they may perceive it, even if it's not that.
Correct.
So not to give the public something to make a thing when it's not a thing, and having to defend a lie.
Absolutely.
Because now when people ask me a question about that situation, it's to defend something that absolutely never happened.
Yeah.
And you cannot defend a lie.
What's the next takeaway?
The next takeaway is just to make sure that it's everything is contractual, right? So even though if me and you are, my manager, just to make sure everything is contractual, even with the third party.
Next takeaway. If there's a next, I don't want to just line them up for you.
No, opposite of that, it's just honestly, I think just overall, just to make sure that you're just not giving people things that they think are going on, not to let stuff linger, because I'm a very private person.
That's the Pisces in us.
Yeah, I'm a very private person, and again, I'm not doing anything nefarious. And so sometimes when I hear things, I'll say, okay, well, people are gonna just talk. I don't give life to it because it's not true.
Do you like a little bit of the attention?
I've always got attention.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I've
No,
always got
that's not what I'm asking.
No.
No.
I've always got.
You can't
attention.
modify my question. This is called perspective. It's
But
my
damn.
perspective.
This is my
The
perspective
question-
of your
Okay,
answer.
but this is what I had to go through being her executive producer, y'all. This is what I had to go through.
So
Oh, that explains why he talking to her like that. He was her EP before.
attention from the negative
Now,
stuff.
I'm watching this with y'all. This is my first time watching this. I got interested in this since yesterday, but we gonna hurry up and move forward to Lakeisha.
Absolutely.
No, do you
not.
like attention from men?
No.
Okay.
I like attention to what I'm doing.
Are you happily married?
I'm definitely happily married.
Are you bored in your marriage?
No.
Okay. Just people, you wanted me to ask the questions.
They want you to be messy.
No. Listen.
Let's call it. Let's.
Yeah. All right, we finna move forward. What? Wait, what? The drama continues. More women added. Now it's Micca versus Brittany. Rita getting attacked. Shout out to Healthy Motivational Journey. Why they attacking Rita? Rita, be quiet. Leave Rita alone. Let Rita be what Rita want to be. Wait, Rita said something. Wait a minute. Okay, how long is Rita? We're gonna have to do Rita tomorrow. I'm not gonna be on here all day with this. This is crazy. We finna talk about her and Tasha K. We now just jumping in at tail end, but we're gonna look at a little bit, and we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Hold on, as well.
That is what YouTubers do. That don't mean that you don't like the person, okay? So that, carry on. What I said is that I wish Tasha would leave her trauma out of interviews. Tasha now has come about how, well, I guess women on, and I
know that that is something that they do, like that they were like doing as a part of like, oh yeah.
But Lord, them dog girl. That sound like the. That sounds like some police stuff right there.
I'm gonna need
an opportunity to get on the show, and girls was like falling for it. I was the only one with a contract. Those girls was just on the show because they was fucking whoever.
I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and then y'all can go ahead and watch it later if you would like. But I'm also finna go ahead and go to the response from Carrie. So it's just a little bit, y'all.
Well, I guess, Tawanda said she was the only one with a contract, which would indicate that she was actually being paid.
Tawanda was
and that was just how it was. So, it is what it is. But Anton, no.
Yeah, I had no clue what I was getting into. She was just like, Kyla was like, Tasha, I wish you had a.
So Tasha K is gonna now start explaining her position. If y'all recall, I was like, I am so disappointed with Tasha K.
Okay, it's just Corey Holcomb. I didn't know he had all these damn.
Okay, so if y'all remember what I had said, he said that I like Tasha. I know I knew that she came
layered. And I'm like, oh, I Oh man, I probably wouldn't have allowed him to sit down.
Yeah.
So
Tasha did say that. Tasha did come out, y'all, and say that she didn't know that he said that stuff about her. And people were coming to her saying that he did. Sure did. Let me go to Carrie's response. We finna watch Carrie. It's only 21 minutes. She say she ain't mad that he put it out there. She say she ain't mad. She say she mad that he doxed her. That's what she said. I'm just saying what she said. I don't know. I'm just saying what she said.
It's starting to get cold enough. I thought that I had things under control. I was getting paid where I've been, why I stepped away. There's just a lot.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
What's up? Well, now wait a minute. Not that song.
People, welcome back to Ask the Prophet. I am your host, the one and only Prophet. We have some breaking news, people.
I ended up making the decision. I stepped away.
Carrie did a video and she spoke on why she had to walk away from Room 9, formerly known as After Hours. And here's what she said.
I did it in a way that I felt was respectful and clear. It wasn't because I was angry. It wasn't because I was trying to make a statement. It wasn't because of what people online may have been assuming. It wasn't because of what was going on in the internet ecosystem. Had nothing to do with any of that. I stepped away because I believe God made it clear that this was no longer where he wanted me to spend my time in the season. This is the part that really confirmed it for me. When I stepped away, I felt peace. I felt peace.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention or keeping up with the Anton Daniels, your house is on fire situation.
Hold up. No, the roof. The roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water.
I mean,
people are falling off left and right. And
I wish everyone well. God told me to get my house in order. There's just a lot.
So Carrie was a panelist who became a co-host, who became a host on Room 9. And when I started watching Room 9, formerly known as After Hours, when I first started watching it, Carrie was like a little green, but I did like that she always had her own opinion and she didn't take no shit from the guys. She would argue back with Anton. She would go back and forth with Slimmy and Quentin. And she never backed down. She stood her ground. To me, that's how it came off to me. Some others may differ.
That's going on. Was starting to really experience some things with my body that was becoming really difficult. Achiness, pain, just certain things that I wasn't used to dealing with chronically. It actually came from a moment between me and God, period. Have you ever asked God what to do, what he wants you to do? And he answered you, trusting in God and then receiving peace. At that time, I didn't go to God about it. I feel like he came to me. So a part of getting my house in order was like, all right, let's clear as much off of here as you possibly can. So what I started doing was I started doing exactly that. I started pulling things back. I didn't take on any new commitments. I canceled travel plans. I didn't go on social media. I told myself I wasn't going to go on social media like Facebook, Instagram at all. The only thing was YouTube for the purpose of the panel. I was only allowing myself to watch things that had to do with like learning about Christianity, learning about the Bible, self-help, self-development videos, skill building, health videos. Other than that, I was not online like that. I pretty much cleared everything off.
I agree.
Except these two commitments. One was this organization that my family and I are part of, and then the other was the panel.
At one point, Carrie started becoming extremely Bible centered. All the conversations, she directed it to the Bible. She referred to the Bible, X, Y, and Z. But she was still good. And I think that actually made her better on the show when she started getting more and deeper into her Bible.
So I kept the panel because I was enjoying it. It was growing. I was getting paid, and we were becoming a crew, which I was kind of yearning for socially. I mean, that I don't think I've made any secrets about that. That's one of the things that has been like a goal of mine, if you will, was like developing more of my social life because again, being at home, homeschooling, being a mom.
Listen, listen, that ain't too far-fetched now. The way this economy, $3,000 a week is nice, okay? And you can pay up your rent for a nice while. Your mortgage, whatever. It's a little nice. It's price out here. That work, honey. That work.
Wife, like all the time, out of state from where you live, where you were born and raised. You know, it was just different establishing your whole social circle. So that was feeling a little bit of that.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is.
She was saying she was experiencing some emotional, physical, and just spiritual disconnections.
Right.
I want to say, I think that the husbands felt like, okay, this is doing too much. We're hearing things we don't like. And we just gonna go ahead and yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
You know what? For a little while, I thought that I had things under control. And recently, it started to feel like I had taken 2 steps forward, but like 5 steps back. I was feeling very overloaded. I was feeling chronically depleted. Like energy level was in the garbage. I kind of worded it like I was feeling distant from myself. Like I could see the version of myself that I wanted to be, but I was over here.
When you're a content creator or you're on a panel, you take in a lot of these toxic energies. And everybody thinks that being a podcaster or being a content creator is a simple thing. It's not a lot of hard work or time that goes into it. And if you were behind the scenes, you would know that that's totally incorrect. There's a million things that go into it behind the scenes. You have to spend a lot of time researching your topics, so you don't look stupid or crazy when you're speaking about things. And there's a lot of time.
I do think it was embarrassment to the husbands. I do. And I feel like they was like, yeah, this enough. Like, we not finna keep, and then you is already bringing problems into the marriage because you're hearing, things about your wife and their person that they work for. You like, okay, like, just like anything with a wife, she would feel the same way, like if it was her. So they're hearing this, they seeing what people are saying, and it's a little weird. It's offensive. So they was like, listen, like, we can't continue, can't continue it. Which I agree. I agree. It's fair, it's fair.
Editing and or just searching for topics and just getting everything in order, even before you hit record.
And again, this is like a culmination of clearly everything. And then finally, I felt like my body was almost saying, I can't move till something changes. What I started to realize was that maybe when I was doing the clearing before, where I cleared everything off of my plate, maybe I was supposed to clear a little bit more. Maybe God had been preparing me for like a full reset, and I thought that I had removed enough because I didn't want to remove the panel. I prayed a very simple but direct prayer. God, please.
Yes, because there's plenty of them on here. Plenty of them. Plenty of the reality show, something.
Please communicate with me clearly. I feel distant from myself. I feel drained and lost, and I don't know where to start. If I'm supposed to change something in my life, make it plain. One night I went on the panel and I was already feeling off. I don't know why I was feeling off. Like nothing happened in my home, but it was just like it was just off. Nothing dramatic happened that made me leave. That's important. That's important. This was not about one incident. This was not about internet drama. This was not about some argument that pushed me over the edge. I just knew something felt just off for me. I'm starting to get cold. Like I'm just starting to get chilly.
Having a feeling of being cold. And I may have said this on one of the prophecies episodes. If y'all don't know, I do a live panel myself.
Yes.
Every Wednesday, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. is the Prophecies live panel show. Y'all can check that out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you.
Yeah, they're both wives. They're both wives. Carrie is a wife, and Micca is a wife.
Subscribe to the channel, hit that live bell notification, all that good stuff. But what I'm saying is, in relationships, I mean, could be work, family, love, whatever it may be. In relationships, sometimes, and she spoke about this, and I'll play a clip from it, but she said, I felt cold.
Not Micca questionable. Everybody kind of side-eyeing Micca in this side. Everybody is like, Carrie was like, Micca like,
And I've mentioned this before, and I don't think that all the time people understand what I'm saying, or they might bypass the feeling because they don't know what it is. They might just ignore it. How people love to skip red flags, things of that nature. But in certain experiences, dealing with any kind of relationship, you will get a cold feeling when you're in the wrong energy. So
somebody else heard it, but I felt like my voice was shaky, almost like it sounded like I was crying, but I wasn't crying. I was cold, but I didn't know why I was cold. I'm like, is something wrong with me health-wise? Like, I don't really know. I just know that I'm cold. I can't get warm. And now, like, I'm kind of like mentally not here. I didn't fully understand it, but later I came to believe that for me, it was part of how God was getting my attention. I believe that it's not everybody else's story, but I believe that in my situation, God was pretty much saying, like, I already told you what this is. I've already communicated with you what you need to be doing, or what I've already communicated with you what to do. Let's say that.
When you're in the presence of good energy, of a good environment, you don't feel cold. You feel warm. You feel at home. You feel restful. You feel calm. you feel at peace. But when you get that cold feeling, that
he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
that's something telling you that something is off. And that can be in any relationship. Something is off.
Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms your ideas into fully developed chapters. With
how I spend my God-given moments. I want to be at peace with how I spend my God-given time. And it was like, well, what does at peace mean? And at peace meant I want it to feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose.
God was showing her that this is no longer a place that she should be. She was taking on a lot. Anton made her a host. So she said, I was missing time that I used to spend with my kids. I'm now rushing them through things just to make it in time to do this. And it just became a lot for her. Like I said, people don't always understand.
We gonna get into Rita tomorrow.
The behind the scenes that goes into content creation or being on a panel or speaking on other people's issues. It's all energy. It's all part of the aura of the universe, man. And like she said, she was getting deeper into her Bible. She wanted to speak more to positive things. So that's what she's doing now. She's on her channel now. Y'all could go follow her channel, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. If you want to see some of that content. Shout out to Carrie. You know, she became, like I said, I started watching Room 9, which used to be After Hours. Not because of Anton, but because I like to see just normal, regular people having good conversations and different perspectives about real life topics. And
That's true. That could have been too. That's true.
Sometimes it's going to clash. Sometimes there's going to be heated debates. Sometimes people are going to cry. Sometimes people ain't going to be able to take it. Sometimes we're going to agree to disagree. But like I said, I'm not going to say that Carrie wasn't built for it, because I think that she stood her ground. But I will say that it wasn't no longer serving her purpose. And her purpose lies within doing her Bible.
Carrie's situation is different than Micca because her situation was, you know, basically, it was, that's what that was.
Right now. Anton's house is on fire right now, man. Anton's house is on fire, man. And I'm not an Anton hater. I'm not an Anton praiser. I think that he did a good thing by putting this show together. But sometimes you get a little too arrogant. Some of those narcissistic traits start shining more than they should. You start thinking you're bigger than your own program. And you might just be out of control right now at the moment. You've lost two of the most valued co-hosts in Carrie and Micca. You brought in Jazz, who doesn't really add anything to the conversation. She's basically just a placeholder who has her own issues that she needs to work through.
Well, damn.
Brittany is cool, but she was like a Micca. She's a Micca lookalike. They just threw her in there to make people feel like Micca wasn't there, but she doesn't give the same just overall outlooks that Micca did. She basically just agrees to agree. So that's what it is, man. Carrie was breaking her silence, and she did a video. She said she wasn't going to do a video, but she said, and people were telling her that she didn't need to do a video.
I mean, she addressed it, but it is what it. I just can't believe after that one little debacle. I'm watching this in real time, y'all. That little debacle, all this started to happen. So did she say? Oh, she rescheduled it. Okay. So she didn't do it. Did she? Oh no, she did. She did this. Okay, so she will go more in depth into how he doxed her yesterday. I'm gonna end it here, y'all. I was trying to make it 2 hours. Okay. Well, he could be okay. But I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna pick up tomorrow with Tasha and God darn it, his wife, Rita. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. We're gonna pick up where we left off. This is a lot. This is 3 days. This is crazy. See y'all later. Bye.